So Human Torch, the most underrated Marvel Rivals hero hands down. I love introducing him that way because honestly, nobody really tried to learn him properly, and that's exactly why he gets so much hate from the community. But today, we're changing that. Let me show you what Human Torch can really do. First, let's break down the primary fire and its damage fall off. Think of the primary fire like a shotgun. Get up close and you'll melt enemies in seconds. If you shoot from 30 meters, it takes 5 shots to kill. From 25 meters, it's 4 shots. From 20 meters, it's also 4, but you'll leave your enemy basically at 1 HP. From 15, 10, or 5 meters, just 2 shots are enough. Now let's talk about Slam. The throwback distance is about 7 meters, meaning you can push your enemies at least that far. And of course you can use this to push people off the map. The Slam activation angle is about 45 degrees, so if you go any higher it won't work. Slam also isn't infinite, it has a set range after which it stops working. But honestly I doubt you'll ever need more than what the current maps give you. Now let's move to the right click, which is basically a fireball that can land on the ground. You can use it to create fire cages if you throw multiple of them. So how many right clicks do you need for a cage? 1 fireball will just burn by itself. 2 will create a line, but it's pretty much useless. 3 will make a triangle. I mostly use this when everyone around is too fast, they're moving around too quickly and stuff like that. 4 is the one I use most often. It can cage whole points, huge areas. I find it the most efficient. 5 is the biggest one you can make, but most of the time pentagon cages happen by accident. Like if you threw a fireball somewhere far and just forgot about it. And of course you can detonate your fireballs with the super strong combo. If you throw 3 fireballs and then slam, it will basically kill any squishy target if they stay in the zone for a bit. From my experience, the best use of this tech is to kill heroes during their ultimates. First example, Jeff. When Jeff uses his ult, a large circle appears, but you can still see the center. If you shoot 3 fireballs in the center of his ult and then slam, it's a 100% kill. Same idea with Psylocke, but this one's a bit harder. You have to predict where she'll stop ulting. And another trick, if you use 5 fireballs, you can kill any support during their ult. Luna, Cloak and Dagger, Invisible Woman, Mantis, they're all dead if you can predict their position. The maximum right click distance is actually pretty big. If you throw 2 fireballs 50 meters apart, they won't connect. But 40 meters? That's fine. You can create 40 by 40 meter cages if the space allows. And another thing to remember is that right click can't go through walls. If it hits a wall on the way, the cage won't work. Same thing with the payload. If it's in the middle of your cage, it won't work. And the slopes. It might work on slight slopes, but nothing too steep. Now let's talk basic combo. Right click reloads after you've shot 3 primary attacks. So the basic combo looks like this. So 3-1, 3-1, and so on. About shift, that's just your basic sprint. That's about it. But there's one thing. Even if you run out of shift, you can still use it. It charges much faster than you think. As you can see here, my movement stays fast even when I don't let go of shift and just keep holding it. Now here's a tip from some top Human Torch players. They say melee attacks move your hitbox, so you can combine melee with your primary fire to make yourself harder to hit. Personally, I've never found it useful, but I had to tell you anyway, right? Human Torch's ultimate. It lasts for about 8 seconds. Wouldn't say it's a lot, but it's not too short either. The moment you activate it, it damages all enemies around you. Have that in mind. Also, you should always try to predict the direction enemies will move, because your fireballs are pretty slow. And if you throw a right click and use your ult while it's flying, it will automatically turn into a tornado when it lands. The team ups. You can team up with Storm in 3 different ways. The first one is the moment Storm's in her ult and she's in your field of view. The second one is if Storm ults on top of your existing tornado. Another very important thing. Team up doesn't work if Loki copies Storm, unfortunately. Now if you're teamed up with Invisible Woman, she gives you a shield ability you can use by pressing C. That will give you up to 100 shield points, which is really useful. So yeah, that's about it for this guide. New season is coming soon, tomorrow to be exact. So we'll be checking out all the changes that Human Torch gets. And of course, I'll make a video about it. Thanks for watching! What the fuck am I doing?
This is real firepower!